become a nuisance on the roads. It was also good when we had, for transporters, because we opened up checkpoints at our capacity at a personal level, more or less looking like kiosks on the road, but in the safety service of the drivers. When the numbers increase, 15,000 drivers on a daily basis, we look after an average of 2,500 drivers passing through all our checkpoints. So doing a good course this side, but on the other hand, you're not right. If there is anybody excited about roadside stations, it is myself. It's ourselves. Because when they come, then that nuisance will get away from us. But even for purposes of effectively serving the 700 or 800 drivers in a small town like Iboko, become then a challenge. And then I think the other day when we had Corona, particularly so when Corona was starting, and then there were the long queues in Malaba to whatever. I live on the road. I love serving the drivers. So when the queues grew, I decided to drive along the road. And one of the things that I saw, I know that as most of us know, transport is excited about having lady drivers becoming drivers today. So I remember one of the awkward things that I noticed when I got there, drivers had been on the road for a long time without meal and what have you. So I was able to buy bread, milk, and what have you and give to them. But I found these three lady drivers who had a problem of 3 days. They cannot be able to leave themselves. So easy, you can stand by the truck and do your things and move on for a lady. So I remember getting 2 ladies into my car and driving them all the way to Bungoma for them to get a place to place. I cannot wait for a roadside station. I said yesterday, there are challenges of, if you look technically, you want to be able to put up a roadside station, then everybody will be telling you, but there is no funding, there is no money. Allow me to say, there is so much funding to be able to do a roadside station. It's just us who have not discovered what we need to do. And I'll challenge you through a simple arithmetic. Checkmate is looking after 15,000 drivers. These 15,000 drivers, they wake up in the morning to check breakfast, 150 shillings. They check lunch, 250 shillings. They check dinner, 300 shillings. What is that? For one driver, times 15,000 drivers. My team yesterday told me that it worked to some 27 million shillings. Are we not able to start a roadside station with 27 million shillings? Whatever. And you see, God has already done it for us. We already have 75 transporters who have bought into safety and they are already self-regulating themselves. So if you told them that you want this kind of coordination, I am sure they will come running. So we just need to be able to get the right starting and be able to move with it. Road safety is my passion, and if I started talking, I'll talk up to tomorrow. So if there is anything else that I want to mention, I'll continue mentioning. But yes, I'm a summary. That is what we do, and that is how we manage the fatigues of our driver, and that is how the challenges that we pass through. Thank you.
Sana, your introduction is quite powerful. 15,000 drivers and 75 truckers, that's quite traffic. And that brings us to Professor Levien from Northern Corridor Transit and Transport Coordination Authority. It's quite clear from what Havel has said that as part of your mandate, you transform the northern trade route into an economic development corridor. And from the figures he's giving us, this is already happening. Recently, we have a document that listed black spots and other hazards on the corridor that impact on safety, reliability, and efficiency of this very important road network. If you could please share with the audience, what are some of the interventions you have implemented to address these concerns? And if at all these implementations have given way, what are some of the challenges you experience? And I think this also goes to Kenha as well. So, Professor, if you could take us through that. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam Sabaya, for that nice question regarding black spots along the corridor. As you mentioned, I'm called Professor Yevan Shirabirwa, Director for Development and Management for the Northern Corridor Transit and Transport Coordination Authority. And I'm representing here the Executive Secretary, Mr. Omai Nyarandi. Madam Sabaya, allow me, before I talk about black spots, to give a summary, a brief on the Northern Corridor. This is just for information for those who, all the way serving 5 landlocked countries of Uganda, Rwanda, Burundi, DRC Congo, and South Sudan. So we are serving 6 member states, including, of course, Kenya, which is the host country. Coming to what Madam Sabaya has asked, the question of Madam Sabaya regarding the black spots, I wish to say, first of all, that Northern Corridor is really interested in safety, and especially road safety. By the way, joining Mr. Habel and say that even for us, we are really, really interested in road safety, which is a shared responsibility, as I saw on one of the banners there. Where I should start is about, I want to say about how Northern Corridor started the business of black spot. It comes from one of the directives of the Executive Committee, which is one of our policy organs, during its seat of its 45th seat, July and August 2018, when the policy organs requested the Northern Corridor, especially the Secretariat where we work, to improve safety along the corridor in all modes of transport. I should mention here that we, as Northern Corridor, we are interested in 4 modes of transport, and all of them are surface mode of transport, including roads, railways, inland waterways, and pipeline. So we were requested by our policy organs to improve safety along the corridor, and especially road safety. And we thought about working on black spot. But before working on black spot, we said perhaps someone else has done something in the country, Kenya, which is the host country, and in other member states. So we ended up by noticing that in May 2017, Safeway Rightway, SWRW, have conducted a study on identifying and mapping black spots along the Northern Corridor routes in Kenya. And they included as well the Nairobi County. We also noticed that Kenya has conducted an assessment, a road safety assessment, from Mombasa to Malaba and from Mau Summit to Busia. Based on those 2 studies, we then decided in Kenya, since black spots have already been identified, we worked on 10 priority black spots. And in that exercise, that is in March 2019, during that exercise, we did it in collaboration with NTSA, and I'm happy to see our colleagues Doris Sabaya and Engineer Christine, who were part of the exercise on the NTSA side. Then, apart from NTSA, we also had Kenya Transporters Association, as well as traffic police. So we started in Mombasa, especially at Makupa Causeway, and we went all the way Bonje, Maji ya Chumvi, Emali Pipeline, Konza Malili, then how is it called? Mlolongo, thank you. So we went all the way up to Kisumu for that exercise, and we came up with the report, which was shared with the Ministry of Transport and all the bodies and agencies that intervened during that exercise. So after Kenya, we went to Rwanda. Rwanda had already a study, and in the whole country, they identified 29 black spots. In Kenya, by the way, apart from the 10 priority black spots, the study conducted by SWRW showed that we have more than 170 something black spots. 199, thank you. Thank you, Engineer Poke, for clarification. 199, almost 200 black spots identified and mapped. So in Rwanda, 29 black spots. For the country of Rwanda, we started with at the border of Gatuna. We went all the way to Kigali, 80 kilometers. From Kigali, the capital city, we went to the border of DRC Congo. By the way, I should mention that the road sections which have been assessed are the one where truck drivers, they are the one used by truck drivers from Mombasa all the way to the countries mentioned. So from Kigali, we went to the border of DRC, that is Rubavu, Goma. Then went back to Kigali and the border of Rwanda and Burundi, that is Akanyaruho. After Kigali, after the Rwanda, we went to Uganda, from the border of Gatuna, all the way to Mbarara. Then we went to the border of DRC, which is in Pondwe Kasindi, came back to Mbarara, all the way to Kampala up to Malaba, the border with Kenya. It should be mentioned here that Uganda has never conducted such exercise. So they were really excited during that exercise, whereby experience from Kenya was shared with them. We had once again participation of NTSA and Kenya to share experience with people from Uganda. Then we remained with the 3 countries. As I said, Northern Corridor has 6 member states. So after Kenya, Rwanda, and Uganda, we remained with the Burundi, DRC, and South Sudan. On the time being, we could not conduct the study in Burundi and the exercise because of COVID-19 and rules put in place by the country. So the exercise was delayed and ended up by being conducted in 2021, September 2021. That is from 18th to 29th September. Burundi, as you might know, has borders with Rwanda and the DRC. Those are the countries of the Northern Corridor that share borders with the Burundi. So from Bujumbura, which is the capital city in Burundi, we assessed the national road number 5 from Bujumbura to Rua, for those who know Burundi, the border with Rwanda. Then we went to the national road number 1 from Bujumbura to Kayanza through Bugarama, Kayanza, which is another border with Rwanda. By the way, Burundi shares more than 5 borders with Rwanda. Then from there, we went to another border with Rwanda, which is called the Gasenyi at Nemba. And we ended our assessment at the section between Bujumbura and Kavimvira, the border with the DRC, which is a 20 kilometers section of road. And we discovered so many things in Burundi. Among the things we discovered, I think I should mention only 2 to save time. Number one, that Burundi has issues in terms of legislations. For them, any car which has any age, any car age can be driven in Burundi. So that was the first issue. The age of the trucks and vehicles used in Burundi. And the second issue is about a section of 20 kilometers, which members of delegation from Burundi said requested us to consider that section, the whole of it, as a black spot, 20 kilometers. And I think engineers and other colleagues interested in black spot, you know that there's some length. There is a length which should be taken into consideration when talking about black spot. So we remained with two countries, Madam Sabaya, and those are DRC and South Sudan. Unfortunately, the team, the Northern Corridor team, could not go on the ground and conduct the survey due to the security issues in the two countries. What we did now was to build capacity for experts from road agencies in both countries, so that themselves, knowing their own countries, could go on the ground and collect data, identify black spots, map them, and then bring the reports that we should validate after they've been on the ground. That's what has been done in South Sudan and DRC for the two countries due to security issues. So the experts from road agencies from DRC and South Sudan went on the ground and did the job. The report was validated, and we are now in the process of issuing the black spot, the regional black spot management guidelines, which will pave the way for each country to come up with its national guideline in terms of road safety. I think I should stop there and give time to others, and I thank you for that first question, Madam Doris. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor. Just to pick it up from Professor, I know Engineer Okonge, you're dying to tell us something on the same. You pride yourselves on quality highways, best connections. Just to pick it up from Professor, maybe you can tell us what are some of the interventions you have implemented to address the concerns raised about, you said about 199 black spots within the Kenyan context. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. My name is Engineer Ephraim Obuge. I'm a